Right. Okay, Mrs. K. Siyempre, balik na naman tayo sa ating podcast. Ngayon, napaka-exciting ng ating podcast.
Yes, dahil lalayo tayo ngayon.
Yes, mula sa, ano ba tayo? Nasa Northern Hemisphere. Tapos, pupunta tayo sa kabilang ibayo ng mundo.
Yes,
Yan.
12 hours difference po.
Makakausap natin ang ating kaibigan mula doon sa New Zealand.
Kaya tara,
Let's talk! Tara!
let's talk.
Tara!
Let's talk.
Welcome back, guys! So, paano, Mrs. K, introduce na natin ang ating panauhin.
Yes. I think I'll give the honor to you to introduce. Kumbaga, may pinagsamahan kayo.
Yun.
Diba?
Okay. Binalik sa akin, ibinato.
Yeah,
Ganon.
syempre.
Right. Okay, let's welcome, ladies and gentlemen, our friend from New Zealand, Joy Sia.
Hello, magandang gabi na, no? It's
Gabi.
good evening. Yeah, so kamusta?
Ayos naman.
Mabuti. This is exciting kasi ang tagal na natin ding hindi nakapagkwentuhan.
Oo
Lang, no? Minsan, kamustahan sa Messenger, sa Facebook. And I'm sure, parang kami din, pag may pinost ka din, may pinost kami, updated, ganun lang, di ba?
Oo nga. Through Facebook lang talaga tayo ma-update.
But we know na sa puso natin na friends tayo na, alam mo, may pinagsamaan, especially you and Don.
Yeah, with me and Don go way back noong una tayong dumapo sa sa island ng
Emerald
Ireland.
Isle.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Now,
Ang bata pa natin nun doon, no?
Sobra, no? Oo, bata pa naman. Ano ka ba?
Grabe.
Bata pa naman tayo. Ano ka ba?
Oo naman, syempre.
Okay, so yung kidding aside, Joy, let us siguro pwedeng mag-introduce ka ng self mo na kung saan ka ba ngayon.
Yeah. So yes, my name is Joy Sia Pasco, and currently I'm living in Tauranga, New Zealand. So before coming here, obviously una nasa Pilipinas. I did my training there. I worked for National Kidney and Transplant Institute. Then after 5 years, I decided to move abroad, and it just so happened that Ireland was knocking on my door, and I said yes. And I think that was 2005, as far as I can remember. And then I took the exam, did all the interviews, panel interviews, and gladly, I passed all the tests, and I was fortunate enough to move to Ireland in Waterford. I think that was 2005 when I moved to Waterford, and then I've been a theater nurse since 1999 when I graduated. So I've never worked anywhere else. So from then on and on, I became a theater nurse, and so I became a theater nurse in Waterford Regional Hospital. That's when I met Dawn and the rest of the gang. So yun, until now, I'm still theater nursing.
Yes.
Hindi pa
Yes.
change yung career, but it's just
Theater nurse for
theater
life.
nursing is OR room, operating room nurses for some people who doesn't understand what theater nursing is.
Now, maybe Joy, if we can step back lang muna doon sa life in the Philippines, what made you decide to become a nurse? Siguro ganon siguro, Mrs. K, para at least, diba? Kasi,
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to know. I know regularly sasabihan is because makapag-abroad.
Well, in my case, at first talaga, wala akong talagang idea na magiging nurse ako, no, before. Because when my dad's still alive, I really want to take up either being a vet because I love animals, or become a doctor because I just want to help people. And at the same time, parang during that time na nag-schooling tayo, di ba usong-uso nun ng PT?
Yeah, correct.
During that time, uso pa yung, talagang usong-uso yung physical therapy. Everyone wants to be a physical therapy kasi nga yun yung parang easier pathway going to abroad as well, no? So, yun. So, that's what I really want to be. I want to be either a vet or doctor. Specifically, talagang gusto kong maging surgeon. Yun talaga yung gusto kong gawin pa. It just so happened when my dad died, and syempre, things change. I become the head of the family. So para bang hindi na feasible yung gusto kong career. So at first, I wanted, sabi ko, sige, I'll try PT. So nag-exam ako sa UST. And during that time, institute pa lang yung PT sa UST noon. So they only take maybe 80 students that year. So talagang tough ang competition to enter yung physical therapy na course sa UST noon. So I took the exam. I'm very unfortunate, hindi ako nakapasa, hindi ako sa cut-off. So sabi sa akin, so syempre, yung second choice mo as a course. So, and most of my family, basically mga cousins ko, mga iba kong aunties are already nurses. And most of them live abroad na. So, my dad said, why not take up nursing? And my mom said as well. So I said, okay, sure. Put it lagay natin doon as a second choice na career. So I put nursing, and that what happened. That kind of started it.
Yeah.
Dahil hindi ako nakapasa doon sa PT na exam para maka-qualify ako to enter. So naging nurse ako. But that was, actually, it's kind of like, I feel it's like a blessing. Kasi, kumbaga, look where I am now and what I've experienced. I've gained so many experiences in life and also in my career as a theater nurse. Since I decided, sige, I will take up nursing. But at first, I wasn't really serious about it. That's why on my first year of nursing, I didn't really concentrate in studying. I'm mainly concentrating on the fun part of being in a university.
Of course,
yung mga barkada, ganyan. So I didn't really focus much on my first year as a nursing student. But that's how I kind of started, and then, history.
But were you always into working abroad? Is that your goal, not to stay in the Philippines?
I think so. I can't really remember. I think when the factor that really drove me na talagang I need to go abroad was when my dad died. Yun. Kasi siguro if my dad was still alive, then it would have been a different story. I could have, maybe I could be a doctor now. I don't know. Who knows, right? But yun yung pinaka parang driving force talaga for me na I really need to study better, to have good grades, and find a job in the Philippines, have a bit of experience, and then, mag-abroad na kaagad. Because there's no way I feel during that time that there's no way that I can, para bang anuhin yung family ko, para yung family ko makasurvive, kung hindi ko gagawin yun.
Of course, yeah.
Myself na ako ang head ng dad died, so it's my responsibility, my family. So yun talaga, yung talagang kailangan ko talaga mag-abroad.
And then your exposure was kidney. You were working in kidney center in the Philippines, wasn't it?
How long did you work there?
Siguro, nag-start ako sa National Kidney, I think it was 2000. Year 2000.
So it's like a year. That's like a year after you graduate, ano?
Oo, kasi yung nag-graduate ako ng nursing, ang first job ko talaga is not related to nursing. Because during that time, di ba, super booming yung nursing, ilan sections sa grabe, ang dami talaga nag-nurse noon. So my first job was actually in Makati. Selling computers, believe it or not.
Oh my God. Kakaiba, iba-iba.
Yeah, because
iba talaga kasi during the time ang hirap maghanap ng trabaho.
I think that was the time na yung we have to parang volunteer muna, di ba?
Yes.
And then of course, like what you've said, ikaw na yung head of the family. So it's understandable that you have to look for a job which is not related to nursing.
Yes, that is true, Laura. So yun. So I took a job there. Nag-training ako what to say, the right things to say. Kung ito yung sasabihin ng customer, meron ka kaagad na
Reply.
pambanat. Ganun yung training noon. But it was short-lived. I didn't sell a single computer.
Obviously, dahil kung naging magaling kang seller, I'm sure mayaman ka na sa Pilipinas.
Yeah. So, ano lang, as in, para bang isang linggo lang ata ako dun sa company na yon. So, you have to dress smart, parang, parang professional, And then, syempre, Makati, di ba? High-rise, tall buildings, whatever. But I only lasted I think, for a week. And then I said, nah, it's not for
Had
me.
enough. You had enough.
It's not for me. But, yeah, gladly, meron ako nakitang job, pero the first hospital actually I worked for was in Kamuning, Jesus Delgado
Oh, yeah, I
Memorial.
know that, yes.
Yeah, so I was there for about a couple of months, I think. Doon talaga nag-start yung nursing career ko. Ang hirap kasi talagang minsan 24 hours ako naka-duty kasi pag may sakit yung karelieve ko, wala akong choice but have to stay and work.
Yeah, no, talagang
Ang
ever since nangyayari na yan kasi I know hanggang ngayon nangyayari pa rin yan sa Pilipinas eh.
Yeah, sadly, yeah, it's the reality of things. But you know what? All those hardship na naranasan ko sa Pilipinas, I really think na it was a blessing as well. Because kung hindi ko naranasan yun, mga hirap sa Pilipinas, then I wouldn't have felt stronger,
Yeah.
na yung nandito ako mag-isa.
Correct.
Yeah.
Every experience that we had in our life back
Yeah.
then brought us into what we are now, and then obviously it adds up to our resilience. Parang
Yeah,
Diba?
that's exactly.
True. Exactly, Don. So I just feel na, all throughout my nursing career, all the hardships I've experienced, it made me like a more mindful and a more resilient person, because it's not easy moving, abroad.
Yeah,
You
of
know,
course. Yeah.
It wasn't easy, but we did it.
Yeah.
So it means it's possible. You just have to have a good mindset, I guess. And you have to kind of talagang gusto mo yung goal mo yun talaga sa life mo. So yeah, for me, I was just fortunate enough na everything, not everything, but most things work out well at the end.
So coming here to Ireland, that time, syempre sabi mo nga, bata pa tayo noon eh. Ano yung mga nare-remember mo dito sa Ireland nung unang dating mo?
Yeah, and then
Yes.
why was it Ireland at that time? What made you choose Ireland against?
So that time, marami na tayong mga offer noon going to America.
Yeah.
Did you have Did you have application tama? Kasi I did have noon.
You know what, guys? It was never my goal na actually to go to America. It was just my dad and my mom who really wanted me to go to America kasi nandun na yung family namin eh, nandun yung mga cousins ko. But it was never really a goal for me. I don't know why. I just don't see and feel yung ba ng America. I don't. So I wanted to go somewhere else, And it just so happened during the time na nag-apply ako ng NMC for UK. So I was just actually waiting for my registration to go through. I'm waiting. But it just so happened na yung agency ko noon, I think I was with Drake International as far as I can remember. I still vividly remember the day they rang me. I was actually in Rizal Stadium. Do you remember Rizal Stadium in Taft Avenue?
Yeah.
I was actually watching a volleyball league. During that time, hindi pa uso masyado ang volleyball no? So kami ng best friend ko, pumunta pa kami ng Rizal Stadium para manood ng Ateneo versus UST volleyball. Tapos I was in the, in one of the benches, and then all of a sudden my phone rang, and it was my agency saying na, are you interested in Ireland? I said, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Anywhere. Sabi ko.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, yep, we have an interview for you, ganyan, and so forth. And, the rest is history.
Did you have any idea where Ireland was at that time?
No.
Or any concept about Ireland?
No, not really. I just know that it's somewhere near the UK.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, but other than that,
Same.
wala.
Yeah, same. We're all the same at that time.
Yeah, we didn't even know the course is from Ireland. Di
Yeah.
ba? Sikat na
Oo.
sikat ang the course.
Oo, hindi wala, I have no idea. You know, wala akong alam ko sa during that time ang ano ko talaga goal is to go to the UK.
UK.
Because most of my senior colleagues doon sa National Kidney, yung mga ano ko senior nurses namin, nasa UK na. So yun talaga yung parang goal ko, punta din ako ng UK. Susundan ko sila Ate Uchi, ganyan. So, yeah, and kaso ibang country ang nag-ano, so yun, napunta ako ng Ireland.
Yeah.
Tell us, have you any memories about Ireland, about what we do here?
You think that siguro yung mga nami-miss niya rito
Yeah,
sa
anything that you miss
Oo.
or you missing or something like memorable?
Yeah, mainly I miss is you guys, my friends. Syempre miss ko yung Monday group. Yung 'di ba yung group namin noon na every Monday lagi kami nakikita, and then the boys will, do their own thing and the girls will do their bingo. Yeah, I miss the people, my family, Irish family. And not only that, syempre na-miss ko din yung mga kasama ko sa trabaho, yung mga boss ko sa trabaho, kasi syempre nagtagal din ako dyan ng 8 years, I think, 8 or 9. Yeah, so, it made a big impact in my life. So, memories maraming memories, small memories. Naalala ko noon, kami ni Don, nag-meet na nga kami, tapos doon ako tumira sa kanilang house ni Shirley, no? Di ba? Kayo ba ni Shirley?
Yes, Shirley, yeah.
Oo. Yeah, si Shirley. So, saan nga ba yun? Sa Alderberry close ba tayo, no?
Yes, number 5.
Yeah, because at
Diba
that time,
Alderberry close ba doon sa Earls Court? So, yun, naalala ko yung
no, not in Earls Court, Ardkeen.
Yes.
Yes.
Oo. Tama. Oo. Yung Earls Court pala, kami ni
You and Shirley.
And then,
Sumunod na yung iba. When you were in Ireland at that time, was it hard for you to decide to move to New Zealand at that time?
because that time, you didn't apply
Walang-
for the
yeah.
citizenship, no?
I was already, I think I did. I was already a citizen bago kami nag-apply.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All
So,
right. So you still
yeah.
have the Irish citizenship.
I still have it.
All right.
Oo,
Okay.
I just haven't renewed my passport, my Irish passport. But yeah, I'm still...
The same with Dylan, yung son mo, of course. Irish
Dylan
citizenship siya.
Irish siya ngayon, pero he's just a permanent resident of New Zealand. Ako pa lang ang citizen ng New Zealand kasi I just waited for him to turn 18, and then para yung mas ma-easy kasi yung application pag 18 ka na. So and he's gonna probably, I don't know, I have to talk to him whether he wants to apply for citizenship or he'll just happy to retain his Irish citizenship. Yeah.
Do they have well, obviously they have dual citizenship dyan,
Yeah, oo. Pwede pa ata kahit triple eh.
Oh, really? So
Parang oo.
No, you're lucky because you can be like...
You can keep your Filipino citizenship.
Yeah, actually I haven't been Filipino since yung naging Irish citizen ako. I didn't renew my Filipino citizenship. But I'm sure that if I decided to, I'm still able to. Kasi syempre I was born there naman, diba? Diyan na naman ako pinanganak sa Pilipinas. So, we'll see.
Tatanggapin ka naman ng Pilipinas, Joy. Huwag ka mag-alala.
Oo naman, sana.
That's really nice na kinuha mo muna yung citizenship mo dito.
Yeah.
It wasn't really like super planned, the move.
Okay.
It just so happened na, naalala nyo yun, yung during the time na nag-recession ng Ireland, ang buong Europa, na talagang ang hirap. And during that time, I was with my ex-husband, diba? So, ang hirap makahanap ng trabaho na he was made redundant. And it was really hard. And then, para bang feeling namin na, we've exhausted everything na in our,
because I think that time is you only got the house, diba?
Yeah.
That time kakapagod lang ng house. So,
kakabili lang.
Then recession. So, it's really tough.
It was very tough. And I feel na para bang para bang ayoko naman kasi maramdaman din noon ni Dan na para bang ito na yung life niya. Hindi siya makahanap ng trabaho and then he's gonna be just looking after the kids and the house. Para bang I don't want him to feel na, I want him to also na magkaroon ng opportunities in life. So I can't remember specifically when we decided na okay, let's move to New Zealand. I think we were just researching about it, and at first I think we want to go to Australia kasi nandito din yung mga kamag-anak ko and may mga friends din ako sa Oz, mga best friend ko nasa Oz din. So but I don't know why hindi kami natuloy. I can't remember, but hindi kami natuloy sa Australia. Probably kasi I don't like creepy crawlies.
Or maybe
Bag.
Dan got a job there first or something. Parang
no, hindi ka agad. When we moved here,
it's really you who still.
It's just me. Yeah, it's just me. So for a couple of months, maybe to a year, maybe he just look after the kids. Kasi syempre ako yung main, 'di ba? So yeah, but after that, he found a job with Apple. Zobi ba? Nakalimutan ko na yung ano niya. But then, yeah, he got a job and
So,
then, yeah, the rest is... Parang it was fate then na we moved to this country kasi I feel na dito talaga ako nag-grow career-wise.
Yeah, tell us about it, yung sa career mo, like going there, syempre, yung hospital na pinasukan mo, kung nakailang move ka na ba or any educational or parang kung nag-postgrad ka ba or something ganyan.
Oh yeah, that's okay. So when we first moved, syempre hindi naman kami sa Tauranga, sa Wellington ako napunta. So my agency back then asked me kung gusto ko ba ng private or public, and I just said I'll try private kasi 'di ba sa Ireland public naman 'yan, 'di ba? So I said, "Oh sige, I'll try, private hospital. Let's see if I like it." So I was hired doon sa Southern Cross Hospital. But the job that I applied for is actually for a team leader for ophthalmics. So I just tried kasi nakita nga ng agency ko. So I tried, applying for it and did the interview. So at first, syempre, overseas, parang call and so at first sabi nila, we're so sorry you didn't pass the, yung interview or whatever for this job. So I was kind of disappointed, but I said, that's okay. Maybe it's not time yet, But then they offered me a job as a theater nurse, as a regular nurse. And I said, okay, yeah, that's fine. So I got the job. So hindi siya team leader, as normal theater nurse lang. And then I went and started na nga mag-work doon. But after 6 months I think not even 6 months, maybe 3 months of working there as a theater, sa ophthalmics, sa ophthalmic theater, my manager offered me the job as a team leader. So I said, I was really, parang nagulat ako. Sabi ko, okay, sure. And then, go through the process. But it was very informal kasi sabi niya, I want you to do the job. I want you to be the team leader for ophthalmics. So para bang, parang show face lang na para bang ina-advertise and pero gusto niya ako na. So I was para bang, okay. So maybe like my work, how I work. So yun. So after that, after a few months, I became a team leader for ophthalmic department, and I look after 12 ophthalmic surgeons and do most everything, looking after the lens bank, ordering stuff, yon. And I did that job for about 5 years, and then after that I said it's enough because it's quite stressful.
Yeah.
Stressful looking after 12 surgeons specifically, and then looking after your staff, and then making people happy, and then you have to answer to your manager, your theater manager. It's just too much after 5 years. And so I said I kind of want a change of pace. I just want like, a life na na lang yung basta papasok ka lang.
Something, yeah.
Gawin mo yung trabaho mo.
Yeah,
and then
go.
Yeah. And so that's the driving force bakit kami lumipat dito sa Tauranga, kasi I felt na, hindi na ako happy sa job ko. I wake up every morning dragging my feet to work, and that's not a good sign. It
Of
means that,
course, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, after 5 years of doing that kind of stressful job, I said, that's it. This is not why I signed info. Kaya ako lumipat din para ba to have a more relaxed, good work-life balance. Kasi in New Zealand, that's where you get really, I find it like, I mean, I love Ireland. You know, I've met so many great people and, you know, become family and friends. But it's just that, you know, iba yung lifestyle kasi. Iba talaga.
Kanina nabanggit mo na nung time nang lumipat ka dyan is recession dito sa Ireland. So ngayon kasi medyo okay na rin naman. Well, we would say na okay yung life-work balance namin bilang mag-asawa. Yun, just kami. And then, well, mostly naman ng mga tao dito sa Ireland. So,
Bawi na kasi ang yung
oo,
recession.
kumbaga nakabawi na yung Ireland. So ngayon, yung sa'yo, so paano mo mas naman ngayon dyan?
Oo, kasi 'di ba, it really depends sa tao how, you know, how he perceived or she perceived yung work-life balance. Like, kung ano yung work and life balance sa inyo would not necessarily be the same for me.
Correct.
Because, yeah, so, I mean, during that time na nandun ako sa Ireland, syempre, during that time, malaliit pa yung mga anak ko, no? So, talagang, ano lang, trabaho, and then bahay, trabaho, bahay, trabaho, bahay. And then, syempre, minsan, di ba, Monday, magkikita kami ng mga friends, ganyan, catch up, whatever, bingo. So, yeah. But, for me kasi, yung gusto ko na life, work balance na hinahanap ko is, because I'm a sports person. Kahit noon, bata pa ako, I love playing volleyball. I love playing team sports. Gusto ko na, you know, yun, nasa labas, outdoor, mag-hike. Because I grew up na laging nag-hike ng Mount Bacolod, Mount Makiling, Mount Daraitan, mga ganun. Yung teenager ako talagang, I'm a very outdoorsy person. So noong nandun ako sa Ireland, syempre, very limited lang din yung doon kasi I have 2 kids. So parang, siguro kung binigyan ko pa ng ano, kung nagtagal pa kami dyan ng konti, na lumaki na yung mga anak ko, siguro I will find that there as well. But it's just, ano lang, feeling ko lang na very limited ako noon na kung anong pwede kong gawin. But then when we moved here, syempre maliit pa din noon si Hannah and si Dylan. And you know naman the story din.
And I would say as well, I know, siguro, I think nabanggit mo to sa akin dati, it's the weather.
Yes, I was just gonna say that na very big factor is weather. Kasi syempre sa Ireland, you know, malamig. It's damp, malamig, and then
maulan lagi.
Maulan lagi, very
Yes.
gloomy. Hindi madalang nang makita ang araw, ang haring araw. So para bang sabi ko, gusto ko ng warm. I really miss feeling the warmth. And parang naisip din namin, gusto namin lumipat somewhere that the Philippines is just, you know, malapit lang para pag umuwi. Yun, so isa din yun sa mga yung naging driving factor. Kasi dito, at least kahit na may 4 seasons, pero pag summer, talagang
Summer talaga.
summer. Oo, 3 buwan na ang init. Minsan, mas parang feeling ko, parang mas worse pa itong init na to kaysa Pilipinas. You know?
Yes.
Although, ang tagal ko nang hindi umuwi, di ba? Parang, yun. So
Yeah.
talagang mararamdaman mo na pag winter, tapos very mild ang winter. Compared to Ireland, dumating ako dito, kasagsagan ng winter, July kami dumating dito. Tapos syempre, akala ko, no, magiging malamig dahil winter, di ba? So syempre, todo, you know, puffer jacket, yung mga jacket natin dyan sa Ireland. Diyos ko, pagdating namin sa airport, ang init. Sabi ko,
Always.
ito ba winter? Ang init. Tinanggal namin yung jacket, t-shirt lang kami, tapos everyone sa airport, lahat naka-jacket. Sabi ko, this is not winter. This is just summer in Ireland.
Yeah.
So, yun. So, sabi ko, nagustuhan ka talaga yung weather.
Yan. So let's say na yun nga no, yung advantage talaga sa NZ is the weather. And compare din natin, Joy, ang health system. Like yung health benefits. Like, syempre alam natin dito sa Ireland, nanganak ka 2 beses, ako 3 beses, wala akong binayaran. So dyan, or yung pag dito, yung magkasakit ka, very minimal lang yung babayaran mo. Dyan, dyan sa, dyan sa, kasi dito kahit wala kang insurance, tatanggapin ka talaga ng hospital. So, dyan naman.
The same din.
Ganun
The same
din.
thing.
Okay.
I have couple of friends that they had, babies. Wala naman silang
Wala
binayaran
din.
except na lang if you want to go private. If you want to go
Ayun.
private, yeah.
And then, Joy,
But it's
yung benefits.
How about child benefits? Kasi alam natin dito, ang mga bata monthly may nare-receive. And then yung sa, yung pag pumasok na sila sa school ngayon, even yung kanilang mga
Meals.
books and stationaries libre na. And then pati meals sa mga bata ngayon libre na. Sa sa primary. Yeah. So dyan, kamusta naman?
Parang lang din, the same lang din. From memory, si Dylan nung lumipat kami dito is, pa lang siya ng elementary, di ba? Wala din naman kaming binayaran. Walang uniform. So, lang, street clothes, tapos, wala din kami binayaran. Pero although, I think, hindi libre yung meals. Yun lang yun.
Pero bago lang naman ngayon yan ipinatupad yung libreng meals. And
Pero
then
yung monthly ng mga bata, meron din dyan,
meron
siyempre.
din monthly
As far as
allowance.
I know, yes. Kasi parang hindi ko naman inavail yun yung nung lumipat kami dito for Dylan. Kasi lumipat kami dito, mga pa lang si Dylan nun ata, mga 6 or 7. Lumipat kami dito. Tapos wala naman akong inavail na child benefit.
So, baka wala. Oo.
Hindi.
Meron.
Excuse me. Meron. As far as, parang hindi lang namin na kasi kumbaga ang nakuha namin is yung child disability allowance.
Oh,
Kasi di ba
okay.
si Dylan autistic?
Okay. Ibang level.
Baka siya, either or. Hindi kaya?
Oo, ibang level. Kumbaga ibang
either or, baka ganon.
And then Hannah went, okay, so meron din. So sa mga interested lumipat sa New Zealand, halos parehas lang naman din, ano?
Halos parehas.
And then when it comes to salary, Joy, ma-compare mo?
Kung kaya mo pang
depende
compare.
ata yun kung public sector ka or private sector. Meaning, syempre pag nasa public sector ka, may night differential, may kung ano-anong mga, benefits, makukuha mo. So, kung sa public ka, you get a little bit more extra compared kung nasa private ka. But of course, it depends on you kung gusto mo ba ng shift work or no shift work. Obviously, pag nasa public ka, you have to do nights, you have to do afternoons, shift work. And then mostly private is just a regular kind of, 9 to 5 job, Mondays to Fridays. Sometimes, mag-work ka ng Saturday, but that's an extra.
Yeah.
So, it depends lang talaga kung saan mo gustong magtrabaho.
Pension-wise, it doesn't matter. Private or public. Pension. Ano ba to?
Pension
Retirement.
yun.
Pension, yeah. Yung pension dito, tawag dito Kiwi Savers, yung superannuation. So, yung a portion of the Kiwi Saver, you contribute, tapos ima-match yun ng employer mo. So, pareho kayo ng contribution. So, may contribution ka, may contribution din yung employer mo. Ganun dito yun, Kiwi Saver.
Okay.
Yun. So,
Madali bang mag-citizenship dyan, Joy? Anong requirements?
Requirements, yeah.
you have to live here, I think. Parang sa Ireland din. You
5
have to
years?
Yeah, a number of years bago ka uninterrupted stay. Bago ka, you have to apply, ganyan. I think nowadays it costs like $500 New Zealand dollars to apply for a citizenship. And it only took not even a year for me. Kasi
to get
iba,
approved.
medyo yung pathway ko, iba. Kasi normally, yung nag-apply kami dito sa New Zealand, I applied for the 2-year work to reside visa. Yun yung in-applyan ko, 2 years, yes. So you have to work muna for 2 years bago ka maging resident. Kasi yung visa dito, una, resident. Susunod, permanent resident. Susunod, citizenship. So may stages. So ako, yung first stage ko, usually yung first stage, it will take you like 2 years bago ka makapunta sa second stage, which is permanent residency. But for me, I took a different route kasi
I don't know, I guess I was just being proactive during that time. Kasi para pag ilang months pa lang kami dito sa New Zealand, nag-email ako sa immigration, sabi ko, can I apply now for my permanent visa even though 6 months pa lang ata kami dito? Kasi sabi ko, I don't wanna waste yung police report, yung x-ray ko. Kasi I have to do it again, di ba? Tapos, in a way, sabi ng immigration, okay. So,
Accommodating.
Take chance lang ako.
Yeah.
Take chance lang. It's so happy na ginarant nila ako kaagad ng permanent residency even though ilang months pa lang ako rito. So, I'm not saying na it could not happen to sa ibang tao. You never know. Just try it. Di ba? Pag kunyari, kung mag-apply kayo dito, tapos nandito kayo, just try it because there's no harm.
Yeah.
They can always say no.
And
And then,
Yeah. Joy, how about kasi ngayon dito sa Ireland, housing crisis, ang mahal talaga ng bahay dito ngayon, Joy. Even mag-rent ng bahay, ang hirap maghanap ng bahay to
Dito
rent.
sa Ireland.
Dito sa Ireland, the whole Ireland. Ngayon ba, dyan sa New Zealand, madali lang ba?
well, parang we're on the same boat. So, at the moment, maybe a year ago, we had a bit of recession as well. Pero ngayon, medyo okay na yung economy ng pero still very, very expensive. Actually, dito sa New Zealand, yes, you have parang the best of both worlds na in the North Island, nandun yung, kumbaga, dito, warmer. Tapos, kung gusto mong mag-scuba diving, whatever, water sports, dito sa North Island. Tapos, pwede kang pumunta ng South Island, nandun lahat ng mga ski sports, malamig. So, para bang all throughout the year yan, pwede ka lang mag-fly. Just a short flight to South Island, iba na yung scenery mo, no? Pero, grabe talaga ang mahal ng ang taas ng standard of living dito. Sobra. Tapos ngayon din, may crisis din kami dito ng housing crisis. Kasi at the moment, marami ding taong homeless. Kasi, it's very hard to find a house. Kahit na rental, ang hirap.
compare natin.
Yung kinalalagyan mo ngayon, Joy, is it like Waterford ba yan? Province or like you're in the city?
City?
I'm in the city, yung Tauranga
Yeah.
city, nasa city ako.
So,
Yes, it's kind of like, it's quite big city as well, pero hindi katulad ng,
Wellington.
katulad ng, i-compare mo sa Auckland,
Auckland,
yun talaga yung malaking city na, o para kang nasa Manila, sa dami din ng Pilipino sa Auckland, para ka nang nasa Manila talaga. Kahit saan ka pumunta may Pilipino, parang hindi na nga, uncommon na nga na mag-hi ka sa mga Pilipino kasi para bang, nandun na sila eh.
Parang
Ang dami.
Dublin.
So Joy, yung 2-bedroom house dyan, mga magkano ang rent?
Per month.
It depends as well kung nasaan yung house. So kung nasa city ka, medyo mahal. Kung nasa
Like how much? Para mabigyan lang natin ng figure yung mga manonood natin.
Siguro I'd say currently you will pay $700 a week. $600 to $700 New
Mahal.
Zealand
Oo.
Mahal.
Pero ang basic pay dyan, like a regular nurse, kumbaga kung 700 monthly yung binabayaran mo, sa 2-bedroom house yon.
Oh, this is not monthly. $700
A week.
dollars per week.
Per
Yeah,
week?
Per week.
Talaga?
Mataas.
Weekly?
Mataas.
And then,
Weekly.
talaga?
So, you could be paying, pero ako kasi, I pay my rent fortnightly, meaning every 2 weeks.
Okay.
So, every 2 weeks, you could pay as mga 1,400, 1,000.
Oh, mas mahal.
Mahal, Grabe.
But then, a regular nurse, kumikita ng mga, bigyan mo kami ng range, ang kinikita ng
Range.
regular nurse, syempre, yung lang yan, yung parang, bigyan mo kami ng range, like for example, a month.
It depends din yan kung anong step ka. Kasi
so,
meron kami
nagre-range to how much sa tingin mo? Like for
Ang
example,
pinakamababa, sabihin natin, pinakamababa na nurse.
like dito kasi fortnightly, let's say kikita ka ng let's say 1.4 to 1.6 ganyan. Yung basic pay ha, per yung fortnightly. Oo, so nasa ganun 1.5, 1.6.
Yung-
yung
Parang
mababa.
din, parang almost the same lang
Almost
din.
the
Kung
same.
regular lang
Regular, yeah.
Regular lang yan,
Yung,
oo.
yung nasa last step. Kasi ang dito, ang last step is step 7. Which is where I am now. Step 7 na ako. So, pag entry level, syempre nasa lowest range ka. Mga ganyan din. The same lang din, I think.
okay.
Pero kasi di ba iba lang yung conversion, di ba? Kasi euros kayo. Kami,
Yeah.
New Zealand dollars.
Oo,
And I
oo,
remember now how much 1 euro is to 1 New Zealand dollar. Parang mga nasa mga ganyan, 2,000 maybe a fortnight dollars, New Zealand dollars. So, mga ganun. Yeah.
Parang
Depende nga yan
yeah.
talaga
Kung-
saan ka
yeah.
magtatrabaho.
Kung tutuusin,
Private or
yeah.
public.
Kung tutuusin ang pamumuhay kasi outside the Philippines, kasi ito magandang usapin to na yung mga nagbabalak from Philippines na mag-work abroad, kailangan malaman din nila na it's not like pag dumating ka rito, you'll be working, you'll be having gazillion of money. You're spending the cost of living is so high. So no matter where you go, New Zealand,
Australia.
America,
America.
basta yung mga sinasabing Western country na yan, talagang mataas yung pamumuhay. So yung mga nasa Pilipinas po na nangangamusta, copy nyo na. Alam nyo na po. Yeah.
Oo.
Oh,
And
diba?
then, I guess, at sa mga manonood natin na nagbabalak na mag-abroad, yung nasa Pilipinas pa lang, i-prioritize nyo talaga kung ano yung gusto nyo. Kung gusto nyo ba talaga yung weather, gusto nyo ba ng Europe dahil makaka-travel kayo, yun yung i-prioritize nyo para makapag-decide kayo kung saan kayo pupunta. Kasi yung lifestyle talaga, i-adapt mo yan kung ano yung doon sa bansa na yun. Diba?
Yes. Oh.
Oo.
Kasi when it comes to ano kasi yan kumbaga Northern Hemisphere tapos sa kanila Southern Hemisphere. Pero talagang magkaiba in a way na pag nasa New Zealand ka, ang bansang pwede mong mapuntahan medyo malapit, obviously Philippines and then yung Asia. And then of
Australia.
course yung Australia. When it comes to dito naman sa Ireland, ang mangyari, malapit ka sa Europe, so makakapamasyal ka when it comes to like the likes of Spain, yung mga France, Italy, yung mga ganyan. So parang yun lang din ang pagkakaibahan lang talaga sa dalawa is yung ano ba yung ano mo? Ano ba talaga yung end goal mo? 'Di ba? And then hindi naman ibig sabihin na pag napunta ka rito, eto na talaga. Like Joy, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Ang nangyari, nagstay siya rito even though like let's say 8 years, pero may chance ka pa din na lumipat din sa ibang bansa and then ipagpatuloy mo dun yung dream mo.
Yeah. And maybe because syempre like sabi nga ni Joy, yung sitwasyon niya kasi noon. 'Di ba? Yung sitwasyon niya noon. So may mga kanya-kanya tayong sitwasyon na magdadala sa atin kung para saan ba tayo. Alam mo yung may mga reason talaga kung bakit ka, yung paglipat mo dyan, di ba? Ang daming parang eye-opener sa iyo na, uy, baka kaya ako nalipat dito kasi ganito yung mangyayari.
Yes.
Kasi ganito pala. May
Okay.
ganito. Alam mo yun?
Now, when it comes to, i-touch up lang natin ng konti, yung immigration. Kasi dito sa Ireland, sa Europe in general, medyo nagkakaproblema sa dami ng mga immigrants. And then, yun, ang mga tao na nandito, parang may mga tao na, kasi nung
Anti-immigrants.
lumipat tayo, pagdating natin dito, wala masyadong parabang tumitingin sa atin noon na, why are you here? Parang may ganun, di ba? Pero recently, mararamdaman natin na may ganon. Why are you here? Pero without them saying it. Pero alam mo yon yung may something.
You don't know. Siguro yung yun, yung parang nung dumating kayo rito or, well, even nung time ko pa rin naman, parang I felt so welcomed. Na parang masaya sila yung pag nakita kayo, parang they're amazed. Pero ngayon parang there's a disgust.
Yeah.
Yung ganun yung mararamdaman or disgust or will I use parang yung parang hindi sila komportable or parang hindi ka na ganun ka-welcome.
Yeah, parang ordinary na lang. At the
Oo.
same time, parang ano ba to, nanito ba sila na, kasi pag nasa labas kasi tayo ng hospital, hindi naman nila alam kung are we working or are we,
Just getting money.
yes, from
From
the
the
government
government.
benefit. Ano ba yung ganun lang, Joy? Konting ano lang, paano bang ano?
Ganyan na rin ba dyan?
Yeah, kind of. Kasi, in New Zealand, talagang super diverse ang country na to. As in, lahat ata ng people of all walks of life and every race nandito. So, immigration-wise, when I moved here in 2013, ano naman sila, okay naman, very welcoming, very, sila, tsaka pag nalaman nila na Filipino nurse talagang, yes, Filipino, yes. Kasi parang we are parang world-renowned, one of the best nurses in the world. So, kumbaga, and we also take pride of that, So, it was really good, at the start. But saying that, in time, talagang inevitable na, para bang gano'n na din yung nararamdaman namin ngayon. Kasi, nagbukas din yung borders, lalo na post-COVID, no?
Yes.
Maraming, border nag-open, tapos marami na ngayon na dumarating coming from India, influx of people.
Yes.
So, ganun din. Parang kung ano nararamdaman niya yun sa Ireland, ganun din dito. I think it's everywhere. Everywhere talaga. Ganun na yung nangyayari. Which is quite sad, but anong magagawa natin? Let's just, for me, minsan kasi, I know what you're feeling na parang pag tinignan kanila, parang bang, dahil hindi tayo naka-uniform, no? Lalabas ka, sa kung whatever, tapos parang tingin nila parang, ano na naman to, meron na naman tong, meron na naman umahon sa kahirapan.
Yeah.
But I guess,
Nasa sa akin because I'm my fiance is Kiwi, so puti siya, di ba? And sometimes, the look I get from, which is sad, ito yung pinaka-saddest, kasi I get looks from other Filipinas. Na parang I get looks na parang titignan nila ako, may umahon na naman sa kahirapan kasi I'm with the white guy. But, hindi ko na lang iniisip yun. Iniisip ko na lang, mamatay kayo sa inggit. Sorry, joke lang yun.
but then,
Parang gano'n na lang. Nakakasad kasi parang kapwa mo Filipino.
But then kasi, Joy, tayo ding mga Pilipino ang nagtotolerate. Tayo ding mga Pilipino ang nagtotolerate niyan eh. We started saying it as a joke sa Pilipinas and then na joke lang, pero in a way, masakit. But then, Pilipino talagang nag-start niyan pa joke. Oh, may nakaahon na naman. Oh, alam mo yon. Pero siyempre, hindi naman lahat ng tao, yung joke na yon, parang kayang tanggapin. Especially, hindi naman, naging stereotyping na, parang pagka ibang lahi yung yung partner mo or asawa mo or boyfriend mo, ay nakaahon, laging ganon. Which is hindi naman lahat.
Joke na nga yun, tama ka. Pero masakit din yun, na para bang, di naman, nagtrabaho naman ako, nagpakahirap ako,
Yes.
magtrabaho, naging naman ako ng society, member ng society na, nagpay
you're
ako
a
ng
nurse.
maraming tax.
And sorry, you're a nurse, diba?
Yeah,
Hindi ka naman
exactly.
yung kagaya ng mga ibang Filipinos, excuse me na lang, sorry po, pasintabi. Like yung for example, yung iba talaga na nakaahon naman talaga. Alam mo yun, na hindi nagtatrabaho sa Pilipinas. Tapos, yun, yung mga online dating.
Oo, I mean, I have nothing against other Filipinas if they choose that path. Kasi, lahat naman tayo may kanya-kanya tayong path na tinitake. So, I have nothing against that if they find, love and they just so happen na, it grow and then lumipat sila sa ibang bansa and they become prosperous. Good for them, I'm happy for them. But sana lang, minsan be mindful of the things you say. Don't worry about what you think kasi it's all just in your head. Hindi mo naman sinasabi out loud. But when you say it out loud to other people, doon medyo nakakasakit yun minsan sa ibang mga Pilipino, no? But yeah, I guess it is what it is. And for me, hindi ko na lang pinapansin yung mga gano'n na tingin, looks, from you, parang titignan ka nila na, okay, saan kaya galing to? Mga tipong gano'n, saan ko, whatever. Yeah, I just live my life on my own, kumbaga, on my own terms, on my own pace. Basta, ganun lang. I just have to live my life like that.
Oo. It's sad kasi kahit ako napagkakamaling ding nakaahon sa hirap.
Nakaahon sa hirap.
Yes. Because when we
Yes,
were
nakaahon tayo sa hirap.
Yes, because like
Pero hindi nila alam, mahirap
Oo.
din ang
Talaga
buhay sa abroad.
But then we pinaghirapan because like Don, laging napagkakamali ang Korean niya pag umuwi kami ng Philippines. Sasabi siya, ang galing naman po magtagalog ng asawa niyo. Talaga Pinoy yan, hindi ako Koreano.
Mukha lang Koreano.
Oo.
Filipino.
I call him Appa pa kasi, Appa, di ba? Like Korean is Oppa. Appa kasi, Appa yung sa lugar nila yung tawag sa Papa, Appa.
Traveling naman, Joy, hindi ba mahirap kahit pa sabi mong, kasi ang Australia at New Zealand, magkaibang bansa yan talaga eh. Para ba siyang UK at saka Ireland na hindi mahirap pumunta?
Yung visa.
May visa ba
Kailangan pa rin
kailangan?
ng visa?
For kung visitor visa, hindi naman mahirap mag-apply. Basta you have the means to travel and you can parang prove na hindi ka mag-overstay dito. Just like the normal things naman kahit saan ka pumuntang bansa, no? You just have to make sure na you have the na finances is quite good. You have the means na magstay sa country na to na hindi ka magiging burden sa country, So, coming here is quite easy kasi nakapunta na dito yung mom ko, nakapunta na dito yung ex-mother-in-law ko, nakapunta na rin dito yung pinsan ko. So, it's quite easy to apply if you want to come here and just experience the country, just being a visitor. Marami kasi talaga pwede ditong gawin, as in, isa yun sa why I choose New Zealand kasi very diverse and tsaka yung walang predator. So, pag mag-bushwalk ka mag-isa, wala kang iisipin na, may mountain lion ba rito? May bear?
Mas may talaga sa
Australia.
Sa Australia,
wala.
talaga you have to be careful kasi parang everything can kill you there. Yung mga ahas, crocodile, mga
pero
spider.
pag-usapan lang natin yung dyan, yung earthquake naman.
Yeah.
Oo. O yan, nasanay ka na.
Yes. I don't know if masasabi mong masasanay ka na sa earthquake, but you tolerate it na. Para bang ganun. Kasi it so happened nga, I remember, when we first moved here, dumating kami dito July, so wala pa kaming bahay noon. So when we first came here, tumira kami sa parang high-rise apartment. Nasa kami high floor. And then siguro 4 days after namin dumating, there was one big earthquake sa Wellington. Kumakain kami ng dinner, buong pamilya, tapos all of a sudden yung buong building nag-shake na gano'n. Diyos ko, nataranta kami lahat.
Grabe.
Pero as in, madalas ang earthquake dito, parang pero minsan malakas, minsan hindi naman. Yun. So, parang siguro, sige, sabihin ko na sanay na kami, na hindi na kami mga tao dito hindi nagpapanik because they know what to do. Kasi
Alas na lang
sila,
siguro itaob na kayo, no?
Oo. Pero dito, aside from earthquakes, ang marami dito is volcano. So, yung buong Auckland, ang daming nakapalibot na volcano sa buong Auckland. Pero most of them naman are quite dormant naman. Wala pa naman active na pero pag naging active yung mga volcano na yan, pag sumabog lahat, lulubog ang New Zealand.
Yeah.
So, kasi di ba nasa ring of fire din?
Yes.
Yeah. So, naman, madalas ang earthquake, halos everyday meron, pero parts of the country naman. Pero ako, naka-experience ako siguro mga 3 times na talagang shake. Yung Christchurch noon, I can't even remember.
Nabalita yan, di ba? Yan talaga.
Nandun pa ako sa Ireland.
No, the biggest earthquake so far.
Yeah. Totoo. Pero ngayon naman, lately, I can't even remember the last time na naramdaman namin yung big earthquake. But mostly mga small lang. Mararamdaman mo lang na parang umuuga lang ng konti. Konti lang. Tapos, mga tao dito, okay, go about the business. You know, para bang wala lang. Hindi naman nagpapanik kasi they are parang naturuan na sila since nung maliit na sila na, nandito tayo sa
Sanay
New
na.
Zealand. Sanay na. Pag may earthquake, alam na ng mga bata ang gagawin na to dive and, sa ilalim ng table or something. So, hindi naman.
Ayun.
Okay naman.
Would you still recommend na yung tao directly pumunta ng New Zealand? And then, even though, siyempre, kahit naman dito sa Ireland, yun din ang pakiramdam ng mga tao nag-abroad. Yung bang, ano ba yung masasabi mo sa mga new nurses, aspirant workers na gustong mag-abroad?
So, not specifically naman na New Zealand, no?
Yeah, anywhere.
Yeah. Well, I think you just have to have an open mind about many things. Depende kung saan ka pupunta ng country. It's best, probably one of best advice I've ever is know the country that you're going to. Research about it. And if you feel like this is a good country to go to, yes, then go. Open heart, open mind, yan. And do your research. That's really helpful kasi yung sa Ireland, I didn't do my research. But it turned out well din naman. Sometimes it really depends, But for me, I could have known more about Ireland, bago ko lumipad papunta dyan. But all in all, sometimes it's just gut feeling eh.
Yeah.
If you feel in your gut.
Yeah. But then again, Joy, during our time, it's not that
Easy
to get informations. Unlike now, you can go to TikTok, YouTube, Facebook.
Totoo.
Information is everywhere.
Ngayon, lalo na ngayon, 'di ba? Talagang information is just one click of your finger. Tama ka, nung panahon noon medyo mahirap pa kasi 'di ba, pa lang yung pag ganun ang technology, pero ngayon lahat ng information you can get. So yun, do your research and talagang pag-isipan mo if it's really you want to do. And ito, probably the best ever advice I've ever gotten was, kung nandito ko na sa abroad, try to make sure that you give something for yourself. Kasi mga Pilipino, may para bang meron tayong ugali na pag nasa abroad tayo, lahat ng pera natin, padala lahat sa Pilipinas. Kumbaga lahat, kasi we're so family orientated, lahat, di ba? Yun yung natin. Tapos minsan wala na tayong tinatabi para sa atin.
But you know what, Joy? This is what I've noticed, no? I think dun sa batch natin, ganun pa tayo. Like, we give everything. Oo. Like, nung yung batch natin or yung age natin, yung mga ka-age natin, yung time natin, ganun yung, yung thinking na talagang bigay-bigay sa family, tulong, sa kapatid, ganun, lahat. But now, iba na yung mga kabataan ngayon. Talagang nag-iisip na rin sila sa nila, sa yung talagang ina-enjoy nila yung life nila. Makikita mong mas na sila, mas financially educated na sila, I think.
That's very good.
Mas ganun na.
Oo. Tama ka. Iba talaga yung iba yung natin, yung batch natin, iba yung mindset pa nun. Pero ngayon, people are informed. Yeah, which is quite good.
Okay.
Yes,
Now, bago pa tayo magkaalaman kung ilang taon na ba talaga tayo, maraming salamat, Joy, sa pakipag-usap sa amin. At, we enjoyed, and then I'm sure yung mga kababayan natin na nanonood sa ating podcast, maraming natutunan from you and sa usapan natin.
I'm sure hope so. Salamat din, guys, for inviting me to talk. Alam mo naman ako, pag nag-start na ng talk, minsan di na ako maka-stop.
Hindi masyadong halata, Joy.
We miss this, Joy. And we miss this because I remember talagang lagi tayong nagkukwentuhan dati.
Oo, Diyos ko. Lalo nung mga first few months namin dyan sa Ireland. Nalala mo yun doon, minsan after ng work, di ba? Minsan nasa lounge lang tayo, nagkakaraoke nila ni Shirley, tapos kwentuhan hanggang...
Those were the good
Ano na,
times.
Those were the
Oh,
good times.
it
Yeah.
was one of the best times. Naalala ko nun, pag pupunta kami ng Dublin ni Don, ni Shirley, tapos maghihiwalay-hiwalay kami ng okra, tapos magkikita tayo dyan. Tapos,
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. And then Mrs. K, hanggang sa muli.
Tara!
Let's talk. Tara.
Let's talk.
Tara.
Let's talk.